Folks is back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. I think the camera might be fixed. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We're here with a what I hope will be a fun series we're starting, live arena recaps. So you see, I finally made the push. Having this extra hour has been so huge for my ability to get into live arena and get my matches in. And the extra incentives have really been motivating to keep me going. So what I did was I recorded anytime I was able to show you guys my live arena battles for the week. Admittingly, silver battles are a lot different than gold battles. So let's just pop it up and let it play here. I have it on 2x speed, so things are gonna go quick. I also edited it all down so you guys can see, but pretty standard team that I really enjoy running here. We got Odin in the lead, Arbiter, and then Warlord and not Septimus. That'd be silly. Septimus sucks these days, but Sigfriend. And then every now and then I mix it up and throw in Commodius because he or she, don't know, is so sweet. So it's going pretty quick, but just wanted you guys to see some of the battles. I just recorded everything. Wins and losses. Yes, you know, we do lose arena from time to time. Not very much this past week though. I think I only lost 5 matches all week until I got to gold, and then the real fun starts. Getting to gold is cool because obviously everyone knows this, but you're restricted in champion choice. You can't have the same champion your opponent has. So that doesn't allow you to just play the same 4, 5, 6 champs the whole time. And it makes you kind of think a little bit more on your feet of who you're going to pick when they pick, you know, your go-to arena champ. So it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. Obviously, having Sifu now has been a blessing, and having the mythics I have. This match took forever. It's just so crazy the amount of resistance on Mithrala, and when you have someone trying to put bombs on as the only thing to do damage to her, it takes a little bit of time, but I think we get through it. I think everyone knows this, but if you don't know, bombs are actually crazy good. If you have pinpoint in any form, you know, 4 pieces of pinpoint, you know, accessories give you speed, so that's always nice. And if you have a bomb champ and you're not using them in live arena, you're making a big mistake, because especially now in gold, I'd say most of the matches that I win are with bomb champs. So I'd highly recommend that you get that rolling, because it's huge for your account. And a lot of people don't pick 2 cleansers, so you just ban the cleanser or Michinaki. Obviously that's an auto loss if you bomb against her, but yeah, most people don't have anything to deal with it once you pick the cleanser as the ban. So you can last pick your bomb champ to protect it a little bit, and really good things are going to happen. You'll see sometimes you get stuck in slow matches like this one, but you'll get through it. We get to the end of this one soon, and yeah. So I think one of the biggest lessons that I learned in being more focused in live arena is that it's really beneficial to have kind of 2 different mindsets of teams. Speed is obviously great, but you're not always going to win the speed battle, and when you don't win the speed battle, you just lose a lot of times. So picking a team that can survive when you lose that is really effective. Building out a defensive-based team or an HP-based team that has the ability to fight through the first hit. Ideally, you'd like to have force champs, because Armon's weak hits them more often than not. Maybe not more often than not, but you get what I'm saying. The thing with Armons in Arena is it's annoying. um, how easily he can strip your stone skin. So here's one where I just leave because I can't stand when you get locked out. But if you build a team in stone skin, and you just need one damage dealer most of the time, because so many of these teams are just speed first, and if you can withstand their first wave of attacks, you very easily win a lot of battles. So having someone to withstand that or protect you from it, I think I lose this one too. 2 in a row never feels good. But you can see that control is oftentimes more impactful than winning the speed race. So if you, like I said, if you can survive that initial attack simply by either getting a stone skin or block debuffs off, you're going to have a really good opportunity to win and get controlled. Here, I can't remember. Let's see what happens. I think I do lose this because I think that gets a stun and then strips my buffs and then Wukongs me. Let's talk about Wukong for a second. Holy moly, that champion is annoying. I haven't built my, what is it, Mezamal? Mezamal? Who knows? That mythic champion right there. Mostly because I just have a lot of champions, and I have good gear, but I don't have an insane amount of gear. So it's hard for me to have 4 or 5 attack-based champions built to an effective level. But Wukong, man, I lose battles solely to Wukong all the time because I just cannot keep him down, and then he hits so freaking hard. So hard. There are some really cool matches in here that I'm trying to keep an eye out for where Odin shines and is just the MVP. There's a couple times where the whole team is taken out except for Odin, and then Odin claps someone and reses the reser, so to speak, and brings the whole team back, and I win. And there's 3 times where it happens, and almost in a row, I think, maybe close to in a row. But then the people just, you can tell, get so upset and leave the battle. This team, this one right here that's running is so freaking annoying to face, because not only do you have probably the most annoying mythic in Sigfriend, who does insane damage and then also stops damage from happening, revives his whole team, and then resets the whole battle. So that's really annoying to face. But then there's also Odin bringing people back, Sifu bringing people back. So it's pretty cool. The triple res with champions that are actually really good is sweet. A lot of times, the resurrection champions like Pantheon and still the Drakes, who cares, right? they don't do too much to really control the fight after they res, whereas Sigfriend reses everyone, puts a block damage on them, then puts a block debuffs on them, then does pretty solid damage with his A1, and then switches back and kills the whole team. You want to talk about a mythic champion that's broken as can be? This one right here, Calathar. Man, I would die for that champion. He single-handedly has beat me probably 4 or 5 battles since I've been in gold the last 3 days. Just the lockout and then the resurrection, and like very similar to Sigfriend without the damage, I'd say, but way more control. And I personally think control is what wins battles. There's plenty of damage dealers. Yeah, don't get me wrong, Sigfriend's damage is crazy, right? But it's not that much crazier than Wukong's. There's other champs that do crazy damage. What makes him insane is what we just talked about, right? He blocks the fatal hit, revives the whole team, and then resets the battle. But so does this dude, and he also locks out, stuns, revives. Just crazy in his resist, that you can build him in high resist because you're not building him for damage. There's been multiple battles where he's just nuts. Sorry, I keep getting distracted because I see things that I want to talk about. But I think going back to lessons that I've learned over the last couple of days as I've really started to focus in a little bit more, double Wukong team here, is that tuning your team is important. I've kind of just built my champions in the best gear I have, and haven't paid super close attention to making them uninterruptible when I do get a speed booster in. So that's something that I need to focus in on a little bit more, because I have a very fast Arbiter, I have a very fast Sifi, but then I follow them up with champions that aren't fast enough, and then people cut in and you just lose. So if you're relying on the speed game, you have to tune your teams. That's a really important lesson. The other one that I mentioned, bombs. Do not sleep on bombs. I think a lot of people have bomb champs that just sit in their vault, but they really are super impactful, especially in this stupid meta where everyone runs half their champs, if not all their champs, in Stone Skin, and the only champ that really truly counters it is the one in this battle that's about to die. Maybe about to die. But if they pick her, you just ban her, right? If they pick her and you ban her, your bombs get through pretty reliably and you win. Put your bomber in Stone Skin. Sure, it's going to get stripped sometimes. Sure, you're going to get outsped and you're going to lose because he got stripped. You're going to lose in live arena. You're going to lose in live arena all the time. That's part of it. There's a lot of talk, especially with the new quest and all the drama around that. But the game pushes for 500, right? 50-50 win rate. And that's what most people are at. Most people are at 50-55% win rate. The people who spend $10,000 a month on the game are at 70%. But who cares, right? You don't have +4 mythics. You're never going to. None of us really are, right? There's only a handful of people that live that life, and what's the fun in it aside from winning a lot of arena matches or pushing platinum? But I think it's more fun to beat those people than it is to be one of those people. Obviously, I've not been that person. I have some mythics. I don't have any +4s. I could have a +2, but I keep Laz in both forms, one for Hydra and one for Arena, intentionally. So I don't know. People who get so bent out of shape over Arena and the fact that some people's accounts are just so strong, it's not balanced. It's like, yeah, we all know it's not balanced. Nothing in this game is balanced. This stupid champion named Armand just ruins Arena, especially when you're in silver and they can pick 2 of them. But you just accept those battles. I'm showing you, I think, 50 live arena battles right now, and there's 2 times where I fought 2 Armands. There's a handful of times where I was up against mythics that I couldn't handle. And yes, again, my account is strong, but your account isn't that far off of my account. Anyone watching this, you're really not that far off. I got lucky with some mythics, but the other champs on my account, if I didn't have these mythics, would be just as suitable for being successful, right? And maybe I'll do a thing next week or in the coming weeks where I won't use any of these champs. I'll use champs that more people have access to, or champs that are as hard to come by. Maybe we'll just stick to legendaries for a week and see what we can do. But a lot of people have Harima, right? Incredible champion that dominates Arena if you build her well, and you really just put the focus on her. I think where a lot of people go wrong is they try to outfit their entire lineup of champs. You really have to focus on, depending on who you are and how long you've been playing, you really have to focus on 8-10 champs for Arena, right? Because you have champs geared for Hydra. Hopefully there's overlap. The champions that excel in both areas are the best kind of champions to pursue. But if you spread it out, you're gonna have champs that are just built poorly. Here's an Odin. Odin wins the match. Yeah, so if you spread it out, you're gonna just have everyone geared kind of okay and mostly bad, right? I've done a handful of takeovers in the last few weeks where they have great champions, but their gear is so spread out, and there's not one standout champ, right? There's not one champ that dominates Hydra. There's not one champ that they use in Arena, and then I just change their gear up, and they go from 189 crit damage to 300 crit damage and 250 speed. It's like there's a lot more to gain by having a few champions geared as well as you can than having a ton of champions geared because you think you need them for Curse City and this and that. You'll get to that stuff, and you can use the free gear removal weeks to gear champions for that, but you don't need to keep it spread out. You should really have, I don't know, it depends on you, right? Like 15 to 20 champions at any given time that are geared, and probably only 8 to 10 of them are geared really well, right? Everyone's Arbiter should be their fastest, unless you have other speed leads with boosts that outshine Arbiter, and there's a handful of those, but most people don't have them. Everyone has Arbiter. And then you should have 2-3 damage dealers that are universally good in Arena and hopefully in Hydra and hopefully in dungeons. The good thing if you have Newt is you don't need him in the best gear you have. You just need him to be at the cap, and that's all you need. But if you don't have your best damage dealer geared for Arena, you're just not going to be successful, right? There's a lot of ways you can calm your complaints and your frustration, is just evaluating your account and trying to figure out ways to make it more optimal for what you want to do. And maybe it's not live Arena, because it is kind of frustrating sometimes in some of these matchups that you'll face crazy champions, but it's not all the time. You've seen a lot of champs here that, whatever, you can beat a UDK, Tormund, Monkey King, and whoever I'm guessing, Arbiter? No, Crixia, cool. Odin's going to win this one again for us. Watch this. Bring up Narcisse. Narcisse kills them all. I freaking love Odin. But yeah, so, and I think the thing with this team right now is my Odin is in my best pinpoint speed gear. My Narcisse is in my best ignore defense gear because he's my best Arena champ. And the truth about Siegfried is he's in good gear, but he's not in top of the line best my account has to offer gear. But he does good enough because he's kind of broken. So all I'm trying to say is just really look at your account and think critically about who you can utilize in more areas of the game to condense where you're trying to spread your gear to. Or if you've been playing for 5 years and you've been consistently farming, then gear your whole account. It doesn't matter. If you have the gear, you have the gear, but I would bet that if you took a few minutes to think about the 2 Arena teams that you want to run, if you could get your draft through 2 separate teams, get your draft through, who would those teams be? And then figure out the way to gear those teams so that they can be as successful as possible. Because now you have 3 places you're going to use them in that massively impact the game, right? Classic Arena probably doesn't massively impact it for many people anymore, but your Great Hall does matter. And if you're not farming that consistently every single scroll you have, you're wasting resources and you're wasting account progress by not having your Great Hall maxed. And then obviously here in Live Arena, the area bonuses are the biggest impact in the game. No questions asked. There's nothing more impactful than the 20% ignore defense for Hydra and the 20% ignore defense for Curse City. And then obviously the speed, the accuracy, resistance, attack, all of that affects every single champion on your account by just taking the time to do Live Arena. Those area bonuses are the biggest priority for me, and they should be for you too, because You want the game to be more fun. You want to be able to use more champs. You want to be able to do Curse City. You want to be able to do Fire Knight 10 hard because you can't do it because you don't have 3 ally attack champs. I don't know. Whatever it is, those area bonuses make so much more possible. So you have to do Live Arena. That's just the truth of it. And then Siege. The Siege is the best way to get your account geared with the smallest investment, right? You, as an average player, not a clan leader, have to take 2 minutes, not even 2 minutes, 15 seconds to look where your clan leader assigns you, place your 2 defenses, and then look at what your clan leader is asking you to do for attacks, and attack. Not only twice for the most part, some of you 3 times. So that's a grand total of, let's see, 20 seconds per defense. Call it 40 seconds for your 2 defenses to place them, and 2 minutes for attacks. So in 4 minutes and 40 seconds, every other week, you can get the best gear set in the game, hands down, no questions asked, for anyone that places a debuff. That set is incredible. You get a pretty strong legendary champion. You get other bonuses in those chests. I can't remember what's in them, but for literally no investment on your part. I mean, the better you build out a team for it, the more likely your team is to succeed, and the more likely you are to get those rewards. So taking the time to build strong teams is important, but once you have the strong teams built that we've been talking about for Live Arena and for Classic and for Siege defenses, you don't have to build them again. They're already done, and you get to just soak in all the rewards. So really there's no way to impact your account more than by just taking the time to think about the best 2 teams you can build. Now, if you can build 3, if you can build 4, there is this thing called Tag Team Arena. Some people do it. I think it's the worst content in the game. It has so much potential to be so much better, to be something different, When that first came out, I thought it was going to be some different composition of team, 3 versus 3. I thought it'd be 3-man teams or something different instead of just the most stagnant piece of content in the world where people just put in troll defenses that take 6 minutes to kill on each stage, and it's terrible. Most of the time, when it's not the start of the week, I just join and leave 5 battles to get my keys for Faction Wars, because it's terrible. The bazaar is terrible. I think I have more gold bars than I could ever spend in the bazaar because there's one thing that gets bought and it resets monthly or something. I don't know. Tag Team Arena, for all the things that people complain about in this game, let's talk about Tag Team Arena. Live Arena is like heaven compared to Tag Team Arena. Anyway, so if you build out teams for Tag Team Arena too, I think you need Tag Team Arena for the rat mission. By rat, I mean the lizard. I think it's rat summon 2 or something. I don't know. But so Tag Team Arena does matter. But once you do that, you'll probably never go back. So we're closing in here on the end of the Live Arena battles. I think I ended off with a loss. And I think I had one more set of battles that I recorded that I just didn't have the time to edit and put in here. So either way, this has been a fun little way for me to just kind of review to you and see where I mess up. I'm sure if you've been watching and not just looking at my ugly face while I talk, you've seen a couple times where I made bad decisions. But this has actually really helped me in thinking about ways that I can be more optimal in Arena, even from the champions that I choose. So I don't include the drafts because they're so long. I figured it would be nice for you guys to just see who was all picked, who was banned, and then how the fight went. If you think differently, I'd be happy to hear what you have to say. But it's taught me a lot, and I think I have some ideas of how to make it a little bit more enjoyable and more focused in my thoughts for the future updates. I think the gold battles will be much more interesting because the champions I'm picking are going to be different, and I also have some teams I'm going to try out. Some there it is. Yeah. So like I said, at least I close out on a loss, but let's see. We'll do one live for the show while I finish talking, and I'll probably mess it all up. But so I have some thoughts on how I'll improve it in the future. I also, like I said in somewhere in this video, I plan to do champion highlights in Live Arena. So I'll build, a team around this badass dude, or I'll build a team around Harima, things like that. So what I like to do is pick Armans and Odin because they're super important. A lot of people I find in Live Arena lead with Arbiter. That's interesting. So what we'll do is we will go ahead and go Sifi Narcis, just in case they pick Marishka. So what I want to do is, I'd love to go first, but I'm not going to against that. Can I survive it? Yeah, let's survive it. That feels like the right thing to do. This actually feels like the right thing to do. We don't want any instant turns. And then maybe with the speed boost, maybe I can cut in. We'll see. The thing with the instant turn is like, it's very hard. It's very hard to survive that. Or at least with the speed boost, you have the chance to cut in. You have the chance for your buffs not to get stripped. I don't think he had a stripper. He had a lion and a Mechmathar. The other thing with this is I have, see, so that's why I do it, because now I get to cut in. And then I get to attempt to strip, which probably will be successful on some. As long as this doesn't, yep. And then if he gets to go, there we go. And this is why this champion is bonkers. Okay, interesting. I don't know. So then we'll bring Odin back, and we will kill here, and then we'll kill here. So yeah, Commodious is strong. And that's an unascended Commodious. If I can get this guy ascended, I'll be so happy. I'm putting everything I have into this champ, because the other awesome thing about him is he or she. Let's look at him or her or they. Who knows? Why does it matter? I don't know. I'm tired. Ash just did a video on the most attractive. What do you think, guys? Commodious. That's a male name, right? Who knows? I'm gonna go with him. Let's see the second form. Devil him. Yeah, it's a him. Gotta be. Him demon. Anyway, but he gets to pair with him, who I've picked a couple times, because I don't have Kymar built where I want to have him built, and I don't have Wither built, and I don't have Mortu built, and I don't have Duchess, and I don't have Sissia, and I don't have Hefrak. If I had them, it'd be different, but he is bonkers. We'll talk more about that in another video. This one's been long enough. Sorry for all the rambling. Like I said, I have a plan for the future to make these more focused and the highlights a little bit more streamlined, but I think I'm onto something here that'll be fun for people to see, how I progress in Live Arena, and just hear the thoughts on the champs I'm picking, why I'm picking them, and we'll even talk about other champs you can use and who in your account can make you be more successful in Live Arena, or at least have more fun. Because at the end of the day, if you're not having fun, what's it all for? So thank you all for watching. Have a wonderful evening. Peace.